Got a question from Barry Mead. He says, on the assumption that you have had real world situations since you became a coach and a pro fighter, how much of any actual martial art did you use, and if any, which one? Okay, I assume you're talking about like street fights and self-defense situations as opposed to a real-world situation such as needing a paycheck, needing to feed yourself and your family, and so you fight for a living. For real? Because that is a real thing. People really do that. But, okay, on the street. I don't know why people always talk about fighting on the streets, man. There are cars there. Man, so many people get killed just crossing the street here in Shanghai, just crossing it. I don't know why you would be dumb enough to fight there. You would get hit by a car or a scooter or a motorcycle or a truck and killed almost instantly here. I mean, sidewalk fighting, that makes more sense. There's more room. You're probably not going to get plowed over. Actually, people drive on the sidewalks a lot here in Shanghai too. So sidewalk fighting, street fighting, just a really dumb idea outside of the normal reasons why it's a dumb idea. But, yeah, I don't go out of my way to get into fights. I don't. And I don't recommend you do either. They are avoidable. And I'll tell you how. In the words of Rufus from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, be excellent to each other. If you do that, guess what happens? People don't want to fight you. Now you can try to do the opposite of that and puff yourself up and posture and be like, I'm so big and menacing, don't mess with me. But guess what happens? You know, there's always going to be some jerk out there trying to prove a point who will single you out for that specific purpose. Like, if I beat this guy up, it's going to make me look good. But guess what? Be nice to people, be good to people, be decent to people, and most of the time, they don't want to fight you. They want to be your friend. And it's kind of awesome. What else? And if people do want to fight you for whatever reason, and this has happened to me, I've had opportunities to get into fights if I so chose, out on the street or whatever. You don't have to, though. Why? Because I know how to diffuse that situation. Somebody's barging out angry, getting up in your face. Don't give them a reason to use violence against you. It's pretty simple. Just check your ego. I don't need to get in a fight right now. And you can practice. You can practice in the comments section on YouTube, because people are always getting in fights down there. Because it feels really safe to get into a fight over the internet. I love reading the comments on these videos, because I can almost always tell who's never been in a fight before, because they'll usually type these really long, angry posts about how many fights they've been in and how awesome they are at street fights and whatnot, and I'll just be rubbing my head like, oh man, this guy doesn't even know what a fight is. Why? Because it's posturing. I don't know why they're doing that, like they're trying to prove something, like they're confessing their fight sins to me, like I'm some sort of priest in a confession booth. I don't know. But it happens. So you can practice defusing an argument in a comment section on a YouTube video. You write something, some other guy thinks that's a dumb thing, and he writes an angry thing like, you're stupid, you're a poo-poo head for having said that, and I'm better than you, and you suck. Bleh. And it's a big temptation to get all mad and think, oh yeah, well let me type this big angry comment back to you. And then what happens? A fight starts, and he writes an angry comment, then you do, and then he writes an angry comment, then you do, then you're calling each other names, then you hate each other. But that's just words on the internet, right? What if that was real? Well, that's how physical fights start. If I walked up to you and I said, I hate you, you're stupid, get out of my face, or, you know, I don't swear, I don't say angry, mean words to people. It's just not who I am. And that's a big part of the reason I don't get into fights with people, because I don't give them a reason to. But if I got up in your face and I said mean, angry things, you would want to fight me, wouldn't you? If I pushed you, you would want to push back. That's human instinct. If I push you psychologically, you want to push back psychologically. That's human instinct, right? So don't give people a reason to want to fight you, and you won't have to. But you asked me, have I ever used my martial arts, like an actual martial arts technique in real life, out on the street? And I'll tell you, yeah, let me tell you all about it. So I was riding my bike one day, going downhill. It was a pretty steep incline, like almost 45 degrees. And then the front tire went into a pothole, whoop, and I got thrown over the handlebars. But since I practice tumbling and tucking and rolling in martial arts classes so often, every single day, what did I do? I did this cool little ninja roll, and I rolled like one of those parkour free runner guys, and avoided all of the major injuries, and I got up without a bruise on me. Martial arts in real life saved my life. Didn't break my neck, didn't even get a scratch. My bike was bent into pieces. When it landed, I was fine. Why? Because training saved me, man. So, to recap, my friends, don't get into fights. Don't give people a reason to fight you, and train just in case. Just in case. And it's not always a human that's coming after you. Sometimes it's the street itself. Thanks for watching. Get out there and train.